So, ma. What's good, my beautiful people? All right. We here. All right.
Peace and blessings, family. How we doing tonight? Let me know. Let me give everybody a chance to get themselves in here. Peace and blessings, family.
If you guys can
That's
actually copy and paste it on you Facebook so we can get more viewers, more people.
They're coming
share.
in.
Yeah, they can share it pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Peace and blessings, family. How we doing? Supreme and divine peace to everyone in the forum today. How we feeling? So we got a couple of things to cover, a couple of things to discuss tonight. And we're going to be getting into it. There's a couple of things. You know, this coronavirus is kind of crazy right now. It's running rampant all over America and all over the world. And there are several reasons why this is going on. There are several reasons why this is taking place in America at this particular time. So, you know, it's a lot deeper than what people think it might be. You know, everything has to come from a spiritual power and sense first, and then move on into what is transpiring in the physical. Right now, coronavirus is something like any other virus where if you don't take care of yourself or your immune system, you can fall into a flu-like symptom that can get you into this particular situation. So right now, the best thing to be doing is to be taking care of your immune system if you have not been already. And so with that said, when you are in the mode of dealing with self, you have to remember that your immune system is the first leg of defense anyway. You have your spiritual immunity, you have your physical immunity, and you have to be dealing with both angles in order to truly get to where you're trying to go and truly do what you're here on this purpose for Earth to do. So, you know, right now, there's a lot of craziness going on in IET. There have been a lot of questions lately about people outside of being Black participating in voodoo. There are videos going around about white people in voodoo, which is nothing new. But I guess it's stirring up something within the conscious community. I guess they're new to it. They didn't know, possibly. And so we're going to be definitely discussing and getting into that as well. So brace yourself because we got a lot to discuss tonight. And we're just going to kind of pretty much go into it. You know, of course, coronavirus being the biggest situation right now, keeping yourselves protected on a spiritual and a physical standpoint. On the physical stand line, black seed oil, thyme oil, oregano, you know, all of that good stuff. You know what I mean? All of those good herbs that nature gives to us so freely. Sage, you know what I mean? Taking it in tea format. And so many other things to keep the immune system going and in one piece is everything right now. It's everything. And if you weren't, it's just a wake-up call. Your vitamin C intake, your zinc intake, how much magnesium do you have in your body? All your immunity defense system mechanisms, you're going to be tapping back into it. So if you pay attention, Mother Earth is making us go back into source, making us go back to the original point where it started all along. You understand what I'm saying? So we'll be going to a couple of things. We have Brother Harunaki Akhenaten with us this evening, who's coming to share his piece and views upon what's really going on. So if you have to share this link right now, Let your friends know, let people know. We're going to be definitely dropping some jewels about things we need to do more, even on a spiritual standpoint, in order to keep ourselves protected and to keep ourselves in alignment with the signs of the times. Remember, 2020 was the real 2012. So it's no mistake that they're going all the way in. And today is the first day of spring. This is the real new year. So happy new year, family. Happy new year to you. And may this spring equinox bring peace, love, blessings, prosperity, abundance, clarity, awakening over everything that it is that you're looking for. So we definitely have that in alignment as well. Of course, yes, elderberry. Of course, you need sunlight. Of course, you need the vitamin D. You need to go by the ocean water. Y'all, listen, go by that ocean water and get that vibe before they try to make it a not thing to do. Get to your ocean water before this weekend is over. I implore you to get to the elements of nature, the water, the fire, the earth, the biggest tree you could find, that rooting energy. Put your feet in that root and talk to Mother Nature. Talk to earth. Talk to water. Talk to the fire. Pump up a bonfire if you have to in the backyard. Get with some friends and some other neighbors and some other people and heat that energy up. Meditate. The air, your breath. Be aware of your breath and the oxygen that you're taking in. If you don't know how to breathe properly, look up different videos that they have on YouTube with that stuff. There are so many amazing instructors that teach you how to do that. So you want to get yourself in alignment with all those things. Have nature as your first and last line of mechanism. Because at the end of the day, he, she, creator, creatress is what it's all going to go back to with what we're dealing with at the moment. So yes, without further ado, I have Brother Heru go into some of these elements.
Now this is where we're going with this whole coronavirus frenzy, whatever you want to call it. First of all, I want to say there's no such thing as coronavirus. There's no virus. I mean, we have to know, like, I have a tons of video proving it way before they pushing it. We just got to find out and know that we don't need to be worried about nothing as far as black people or anybody. There's no such thing as coronavirus. There's no virus right now, okay? So there's a propaganda out there that's pushing this ideology that's such a virus that's willing to kill the people, isolate. No. There's so much more deeper than that. And we don't have to worry about no virus that's about to kill us off. It's not happening.
It's no more than what a flu virus would be. Okay, this is a trick on a psychological warfare that they're taking humanity into all over the world. It's not just America, if you pay attention. It started in China. We've got upheaval in Italy, France, everywhere virtually by now. And even celebrities and other people are partaking in this fixed notion of an actual disease. Because we've had diseases way before that. So there's a lot of things politically, entertainment wise, the whole nine, well, they all work in one unison anyway, to perpetuate and to increase the worry and, again, fear factor to us so that we can come in.
Control.
And remember, they want to isolate the human experience. Honestly, this is about isolating you, to tell you that you can't go outside of your door and have a gathering. 10 plus people is a problem, or 10 people max now. Went from 50 to 10 to now you can't eat in a restaurant or go to a bar. Is absolutely insanity. Because it would be the same thing that should have been done when flu season comes around. They should have implemented that long ago, because this is no other than a flu, a common cold flu. It's the same way when you go from winter into spring, flu season, allergies, these things are already here. Okay, it's not something that we just woke up, oh my God. Whatever you would do for a flu remedy is the same damn thing you do with this. And remember, nature's number one. So get the fresh air, get the sunlight, go to nature, go to the water, talk to Mother Earth. Do as you should be doing already as an enlightened individual.
What happened in China is, it's actually, because China was the first nation in the world that established the 5G network. They have 160,000 antennas of 5Gs. And what people need to know, 5G is military grade weapon system. What we call laser Laser is actually operated in 10G. If you're using 10G network, it's going to materialize itself and it turn to a laser. So 5G is a downgrade level of laser. So they use these technology for crowd, like, riots and stuff, crowd control. So China was using this technology for 5 to almost a year. So basically the people start to get sick because of radiation. So basically it's radioactive activity causing the people, the immune system to deplete it and got the people sick. So it's not a flu because, it's the propaganda machine is telling people they've been eating so-called wild animals from bats and all crazy stuff. Now, this part is eventually what we call the politic part of it. Because what's going on between China and the US, they was dealing with some sort of tariff war between trade. So the US just used that as a so-called propaganda to destroy the economy of the Chinese government. So it's all a war. So, but there's no such thing as like we have to work. It's like right now there's a major racism going on against Asian. I'm not with that. And it's wrong. But at the same time, it's a wake-up call for the Asian people also. They have been here practicing social racism for so long because they isolate themselves. They making money from us, but they don't give a fuck about anything we do. Like our problems, if someone got shot, they never join forces to just go out there and protest. You never seen these folks. So I think this experience finally going to give them a wake-up call to feel like, well, you need everyone, but you don't do that yourself. So basically, I am with that. We don't have to worry about no goddamn Chinese, sneezing and coughing. No, none of this shit exists. It's not real. It's all propaganda machine to push one major agenda. But at the same time, there's a two-face behind this agenda. This agenda is very tricky. I don't know if you guys remember, like the last 2 months and a month and a half, that was a lot of crazy UFO activity was going on. And me personally, I remember I was going to work at 3 a.m. in the morning and a major beam of light come on top of my head. Like it was so bright, it would look like it was the day. Like a major beams of light just show up on top of me, when that just take off. And it was reporting all over the news. People will be able to see meteorites flying all over, but I know there was not meteorites. It was pretty much spacecraft. So basically we have two phases. Like a lot of people talk on the underground level, saying like there's 600 arrests of these so-called cabal people that, was running like, underground tunnels of child trafficking and there's a bunch of crazy stuff going on. And, this dude Einstein or whatever they call him, it just faced 25 years. So he started talking. So there's a lot of major arrests, but, it's very complicated. Some people say that Trump eventually declared state of emergency because he's trying to save the people from not being casualty from the war going on between these cabal that they trying to arrest right now. So in the other sides of the situation, we feel like they pushing this propaganda just to force mandatory vaccination. This is the game killer. This is my worry. If they make it mandatory vaccination, what are we going to do? Because these celebrities taking part of it. That's why I always tell people when we get to the voodoo part of it, when we saw white people doing voodoo, a lot of us feel mad and like, what the hell they doing? But at the same time, when we flip it back and realize ain't no such thing as white and black in this world we live in right now. Because when you think about these celebrity taking side of the people that want to oppress us, what that tells you, ain't no such thing as racism. It's good versus bad. It doesn't matter. So
it's energy.
You know what I'm saying? So
we are energy forms. We are not color. And at the end of the day, even when the Haitian Revolution was won, Jean-Jacques Dessalines had a famous saying, which was,
whoever, ain't no such thing as white. If you fight justice, you don't matter. You're a black man. As long as you will fight, you do the fight where it's supposed to be, you're a black man on this eye. So you don't care if you white. As long as you turn the gun against those that's doing the injustice, then you one of us. That's how he say it. So basically, ain't no such thing as that. So like right now, for what I'm seeing on the streets, the way my peoples be acting, it's crazy funny, man. It's funny. It's nothing out there. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to worry about nothing because none of this shit was real. You know what I'm saying? And these celebrity, like one celebrity actually came out and she say something that was kind of like real, like Carrie Hilson, and they forced her to delete it and shut down her account. That should tell you something.
Yeah, Carrie Hilson had something going on the Instagram, and just as soon as she put it up, as soon as they told her to take that down because she was revealing some things and she didn't go on the side of the rest of the celebrities over there playing the role for what fit the propaganda. And they clapped back at the sister. It's sad, but they clapped back at her though about that real quick. And she had to conform herself very quickly. So yes.
You get Idris Elba saying that he's positive.
Yeah, like Africans can get it. He
man.
was like the staple guy for saying that African people can get corona. It was
Shaq.
just like,
I mean,
no, Charles Barkley.
Shaq too. So it's like, you just like, why are they doing this? It's simple.
Somebody asked, should we be afraid of 5G? 5G is going to come in whether we like it or not, but there are certain things we need to do in our bodies for ourselves. Make sure when you go to sleep, don't sleep with no cell phones in your body near you to go to bed. Make sure you put your phones on airplane mode. Make sure that your phone is nowhere near you when you're going to bed, or that last hour or two before you go into bed. Do not allow yourself to be radiated. When you are going to sleep with the televisions, make sure you unplug everything before you go to bed, because it's while you're sleeping that the most things are emitted in your home. It's wired all over the place. So it's not that you can get away from it because you have these appliances and conveniences in your life, but you do have the option to restrict a lot of it. You know, it's at this time that if you don't really need to be surfing for hours and hours and hours online, make some time to say, this is going to be my time where I do a little bit of that. I'm going to pause, stop, take a break, meditate, exercise, get away from all of that clogging up, and then come back into source if you need to for a little bit. Many people have to work via the internet. I, for one, am one of them. So I have to be on there a lot more than I want to be. But there are times and ways to take a break and unplug certain appliances and the TV, the cable networks, all that BS. And my phone needs to be away from me. I'm not sleeping with it. And it's going to be on airplane mode in order for me to avoid some of that madness. But the 5G is coming whether we like it or not. It was already something that they were doing and building towers for way before this corona came in. This is just
I will say 5G was not like commercialized in the state though. I think 5G is something we need to really be afraid of. I don't think 5G is going to be beneficial to us, but the power behind closed door, they know why they need it, because 5G is the ultimate deception of the future. Because remember, 5G, they are the hologram system dealing with those satellites, because they ready for Project Blue Beam, the project to bring back Christ, to show you Christ coming into the sky again. And they already have that all over China. A lot of people have videos showing you the hologram. People thinking like it's angel flying all over the cloud. And it's happening everywhere, people showing these images. So the 5G towers is eventually what's going to work hand in hand with the satellite to project these 3D hologram system in order to push the agenda of one world government. And they've been pushing it for years. That's why it's so radiated. That's why it's have a lot of radiation.
One world government. That's why it's happening all over the world. That's why. And so 5G is never anything we wanted. It's dangerous. It's actually should be illegal for it to be in the States right now. Many cities were fighting for it. Some didn't know about it. It's been a whole craze, but it really is to shut down economy, shut down commerce between one another. You know, everything comes from China. So that was already the first block to hit. Then they hit us with, even from going to plastic to going to paper bags. You know what I'm saying? You just saw the change in everything. More machines at checkout to go to the grocery store in your neighborhood. All kinds of different things that were leading and showing you that they were trying to roboticize more of our experience. These sex dolls that we're selling to take away the experience of a man and a woman. Just so much of that artificial, superficial cyber world. Put the goggles on, you're in this cyber world, interacting with people. They have been trying. Everything is about taking away the natural senses of what makes you a human being here.
It comes down to
everything is being desensitized right now.
It comes down to what we call the eugenics. It's pretty much population control. Anything that can keep us away from one another, cancel the human experience, you know, it's actually reduced it. So that's where the dark agenda of coronavirus got deeper, because when we thinking about people from Haiti, and I was not born, my mom have that mark on their right or left shoulder. People in the Caribbean, for the most part, they have that mark from the polio vaccine. That was the first wave of that agenda. And it was around that time they was giving people so-called make people afraid. Like it was like what we call like the typhoid, that's the name in French and Creole, yellow fever, tetanus, so many names of disease that was supposed to kill the people. So when they go to these third world nations, they forced the mandatory vaccination, which they did. We was not born. The 80s baby was not born at that time. Our parents went through it, and they have the people just in line getting vaccinated left and right. And that part, it was the first wave of what we call population control. A lot of people of Haiti died from it. All over the Caribbean, they died. And people that survived have a mark on their arm for life. And it's obvious. And pretty much they was trying to make sure the population was not booming from that time. And that's why Haiti's babies are miracle babies. We was not supposed to be here. And these vaccination was what we call the eugenics, to make sure that children, to keep a birth rate very low in the Black community in the Caribbean and all over Africa, including the AIDS. AIDS virus was given to Haitians. And in the 90s, they were saying Haitians have AIDS. So it's pretty much, you're staring at two different timetables. Now the Chinese is labeled as dead flu, what we call the coronavirus. In the 90s, they label Haitian as so-called the one that have AIDS. So pretty much always the same agenda, but in different timetable, they bring it up. But Haitian was not supposed to be here too. They do everything to wipe us out. We stay here because God and the Most High, if we call it, the forces, the ancestors, they have a plan. And we here. We have the strongest gene in the world. Our ancestors, we here. We have two immune systems, physical immune system and spiritual immune system. So,
which is powerful, because when you look at it, Black people should be the least people afraid or worried about this. Use this time to be with your family. Use this time to go within for your gifts. Use this time to tap into the divine source and the messages that are being shared by the ancestors right now, because there's so much to dive into. This is not a time to be regretful about this system, which has been pulling us down forever now, that we have got the shitty end of the stick from most of the time, okay? By order of importance. We had been at the bottom of the totem pole with so much, not saying all, but that's what was set up for us in this country and really ultimately all over the world. Now, I love America because as that goes, there also were other benefits if a person chose to really push, grind, get to it. However, don't look at this time as something to be mourning over. They've thrown everything and then some at us, and still we rise, and still we survive, and still we see through all of the BS, and we keep moving with laughter, with joy, even with having absolutely nothing if you want to talk about the economic scale. So we are impenetrable, period. And that is what we take pride in being what and who we are. Because Lord knows, Bon Dieu knows what we have endured and still endure to this day, all over the world, not just America at all over. So again, this should be walk in the park. Keep your immune systems up, wash your hands. You should be washing your butt and washing yourself up from the beginning anyway. Right. Shower should be a regular thing. Washing your hands after you get out the bathroom should be a regular thing. Keeping a little hand sanitizer in your bag should have been a regular thing. These are not new mechanism. They acting like they just now teaching y'all how to use toilet paper and hand sanitizer. Like, for real? Come on, son. Yeah.
So now we go into like the plot. There's a plot between alien so-called people there, because I always tell people, man, this world is not running by humans. And what makes us humans is the connection between one another. How we feel for each other. We all connected, but you have another parasitical creatures. They are human, but the center core, the central intelligence is not of this world. What people think of alien is like, you know, what we get used to watching TV, this little creature. Yeah, we have other dimensional being out there, but our people that actually running stuff, whatever we call them, shadow government, they're not humans. And they don't care. Their job is to keep the suffering level always all-time high because they feed us fear and agony and pain. And they the reason of all these missing children, the kidnapping children, and all the torture. They the one doing this for a long time. And there's a plot, I said before, that there's a war going on right now. And the quarantine that we going through is for us to not get caught in the crossfire between those and, between whatever war's going on, that we be in shelter in so we don't get in the crossfire. That's one part. The other part, I told you before, trying to push for vaccination. But what I found really weird is that all the big time CEO is actually stepping down right now.
Yeah, y'all noticed that?
Bill Gates just out.
Disney, Dell,
Disney, out.
All of these
Dell,
different
you know
companies.
what I'm saying? So it's like
these CEOs is bouncing. Where y'all going?
You know what I'm saying?
Where y'all going?
And I remember like since 2012, they have this white cat. His name is Benjamin Buford. Each said there's gonna be a mass arrest. I'm talking about way back. There's gonna be major officials going down, and they're gonna go into the hideout. They're gonna start hiding out, and I feel like this is what's happening for some reason. It's weird, but you know what's so funny? Way before this quarantine, Trump passed this executive order to have a space force. Think about that.
What you say now?
A space force. He passed an executive order to have a space force.
Okay.
It was just around that time when we have, I told you, a beam of light come on top of me before I go to work, and it was all over like a non-believer. People seeing craft all over the place. It was around that time he actually signed this bill. And you have this guy come out with his documentary. I forgot his name, about he was molested, and he come out with a big time name. He said Charlie Sheen raped him. Rape his friend, and he about to release all sorts of name, and out of nowhere, the shit just went completely dark. Everything just upside down, quarantine, all the news, like they pulled the plug on him. And it's like, yo, this is very, very, very powerful. That time we in right now. Because we have time to plan, we have time to find out what we're gonna do next. But all of this is happening in what we call in the meta level, the metaphysical level, in the light realm. So start thinking now, start calling out the ancestors and planning ahead what we want to accomplish in the light realm. Because this world we try to create, it's not gonna happen through fear. That's why they pull out all the plug on sport. They don't want to give you nothing.
Child. You know, when the sports is over and the movies get canceled, it's serious.
It's serious.
You know, we moving into something serious when that happens.
You know, and they just want to keep us on that fear factor. That's all you got is the news now. That's the only channel.
Plug you in. News, breaking, late break,
You know?
breaking news. And we have to understand these entities that are not of us. They feed, literally, they get a high, like smoking a high, whatever high, like a drug, off of our fear. So we need to understand how precious it is to remain calm, to remain centered, because they feed off that, which plans and fuels their agenda even more, instead of the agenda that you want, by being the master of your domain with what you want this outcome to be. Not what they want, what you want. And many people are too fearful to even think that, because they're so caught up in what the news is constantly bombarding you with.
You know, and again, when they talk about they don't want no more than 10 or whatever, 10 people, it's because they don't want the huddle. Because a lot of stuff happening right now. Some people might see some stuff. They don't want people to start talking what they experience.
See stuff, dream stuff, all that.
You know, dream, see, they don't want that. Because if we have people around, we're going to start talking. People are going to start having an idea. We exchange information, including what we experience. They don't want that. They just only want you to stay home to brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? So this is where we headed. Now, another part of what I really think, like, I don't know if you guys been watching TV, because that's all you guys are going to do, pretty much stay home, watch TV. There's a show on Amazon. They're called Hunter. I highly recommended you guys to watch.
What's it called?
Hunter.
Hunter. Okay.
Yeah. And this show, it's about Nazis and Jews. And one of the things I always believe, and this show actually proved my point for a long time, is that what we call Nazis and Jews, they all one of the freaking same. Don't believe the hype. They are the same people. Their agenda is who's gonna be in control of this new world. That's it. One gonna use the agenda that I've been victimized, and the people that said they are victimized are actually Nazis. Because the majority of these Nazis, they change identity. They come here under the label as Jews, and they are really Nazis. That's why you see all the so-called Jews that are in control. They are the same people. They are Nazis, man. And the job of the Nazis is pretty much to control the world in a global scale. And they'll do anything for it. And again, what they told you the Nazi was dealing, they was dealing with interdimensional being. These so-called creatures that not reptilian. I want people to know, every time you heard the term reptilian, what they're really talking about, it's us. Black people are the reptilian. We are the reptilian. Remember that. We are Dambalas and Aidas. That's us. Okay? That's why
Dambala, by the way.
You know what I'm saying? That's why every civilization of the ancient time of Black people always got the serpent, always got the snake, the Nagas. That's us. So every time you saw they talk about reptilian, do not bite it. Ain't no such thing about reptilian killing us. None of this shit. It's not true. Okay? That's us.
That's right.
So it's these
Serpentine
interdimensional
fire.
You know, we dealing
like
with
Earth, Wind, and Fire used to say.
You know what I'm saying? We dealing with interdimensional creatures. And these creatures is what we call cybernetics. And you know, when people heard about like cybernetic, they think it's about android with metallic robot. No, no, no. The metallic machine that we saw, these are like, well, if we say a robot right now, we'd be talking about metallic bone. No, no, no. A highly advanced cybernetic do not have metallic organism. They actually have pure subatomic level of microchips. Understand, these are highly advanced creatures that interdimensional. They travel in time. They are time traveler creatures that come here and try to manipulate time and space to make sure that certain event don't happen in their timeline. So they come in this lower timeline to flip the switch and to make sure. That's why the movie, like you hear the song "Flip the Switch," that's like a challenge. Everybody talk about flip the switch.
The switch.
You understand what's happening?
It better be the challenge.
That means they trying to play with time. They're gonna flip the switch on time to go back in the Stone Age again. That's their agenda, because they know these children is coming back. When they always talk about in the Bible, they talk about messiahs, always gonna be Jesus. No, they actually lied. It's not a messiah, a person. It's actually a generation of children being born. This is what they're afraid of. It's not one singularity. It's actually a plural. It's a groups of them coming up. And that's what they're afraid of. That's why they're trying to hurry up. They either gave us the vaccination to shut down these children because their DNA is in an all-time advance. Because again, these children, that's why all the new kids today, they're so advanced in technology. They know how to manipulate these phones, the computer, the tablets. And these children, they are immune to radiation. Cancer not going to kill these children because in our genetic structure, each generation, our genetic level keep upgrading. So whatever that used to kill us in the past is not going to kill us in the future because our gene passed on and keep adapting and keep moving forward and forward. So these new children, these babies that they're trying to force vaccination, they are the angels. They come here to save us. And these interdimensional creatures that hide behind the shadow government. And that's like, again, that's another movie. It's a comic. It's the Superman comic. It's actually in Amazon again. When Superman was a Soviet. Watch this. They telling you the ultimate truth again. They show you that his government was running by Brainiac. What is Brainiac? Brainiac is what? A cybernetic creature from another timeline that show up to Earth. Trying to assimilate, just like Star Trek in the past. They call it the Borg agenda. And again, they manipulated us, make us think it's reptilian. All along, it was never reptilian. It's machine. And the age of, we in what? An age of technology. Just like the American God, Mr. What they call their God?
Mr. Tech. Who? Which one?
The technology God. They have a name for him.
Oh yeah, I don't remember his name.
I forgot his name.
You talking about the little young cat?
The young cat worked for him.
Oh, I don't remember which one.
I forgot, but God of technology, put it this way.
He was the God of technology in the
show.
So
pretty much they telling you the God of technology, this is where we moving. And they trying to put up what technology in each and every one of us, which what? Microchip. Because they trying to distort a timeline. And this is where we at. So watch those two shows, man. Watch The Hunter. Perfect show. It's Al Pacino in there. And eventually, I'm not going to say nothing. Go watch it. Then you will be able to see what I'm trying to say. And the second one, it's actually the Superman. He was in the Soviet Union. He was born in Russia. So they make him a Soviet. So they give it to you in a Soviet perspective. That is very clever and have everything explained. And the last one, I almost forgot. And this was history in the making. And none of us even pay attention to it. It was in February, Black History Month. And you guys, I mean, it's a show on Netflix called Altered Carbon. This is the first time, time in history they show you a black man and a black woman leading the way of the future. Never happened before. And it was two attractive black people because they love putting unattractive people on TV to make us always look bad and look like bummy and all sort of stuff. But they did it right this time. Kudos to Netflix.
Yes, please, you get a chance, watch Altered Carbon. It has your boy
Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie and another sister. It was amazing.
And sister can fight. It's the first time you will see a black woman
on there
kicking
fighting,
ass,
y'all.
and she can do it. I mean, kudos to Netflix. It was well done. And again, they're showing you what in the movie? They show you voodoo again. Baron was right there in the show. And what she was playing Urzuli Dantor in the show.
It was
and he
Ogu
was playing Ogu. So they show you the fusion. I mean, the weapon she was using is a dagger. She got scars on her face with a dagger. Chopping people up. And she wear blue and black. And Anthony Mackie was what? Ogu.
Yep.
You have guns in red and black. Listen. And then they have to go to where a cemetery place, because you know life in the future is different. They have these chip called like stock where they upload their consciousness in it and they put it in the back of their head. And that was actually created by the black woman. The black woman created that. That means they tell you that technology come from Mother Earth. She's the mother of all.
Sure did.
So watch that.
That's
very good and
you
powerful.
Gonna pick up on them energies. That was deep. It was a good one. A real good one.
So all I'm saying, when they get to that part, don't worry about it. Ain't no such thing as coronavirus. And again, corona mean crown virus. What they label as virus
on your iris.
You know what I'm saying?
Your eyes playing tricks.
What they talk about in the virus symptoms is actually respiratory problems. So it don't make sense. Think about it. If I can't breathe, this is not a corona problem. But if I put the phone on my head, I get sick. Yeah, that's your crown they get affected by. Exactly. That means it's the radiation from the 5G. So do not worry. Okay? That's why Africa's not affected by it, because there's no 5G in Africa. That's why Haitian don't have nothing, because there's no 5G over there. So
more towers, the more crazy.
For my people that's Haitians out here, please talk to your people down in Haiti. Let them know, do not panic, because these scumbag right now, they trying to make money and they'll do anything to allow these scumbag to get out there and pay the money to come do experiment in the Haitian people down there.
True.
These politicians have no chill. They will do it with a heartbeat. And remember, they want to keep pushing as a virus. If it's as a virus, they want aid. And what aid mean? Experiment on the people. So tell your people, don't worry about it. None of this shit is gonna happen. So again, now you want to talk about the young fellows?
Yeah, that's really you. So recently, there's this brother on YouTube who I find very fascinating as far as his knowledge. I think he's a very promising young man. He goes by the name of Young Pharaoh on YouTube. I love that he has fire and drive as a young man coming in, and that's my brother, after all, no matter what. So much love to his work, much love to what he does.
Very brilliant young guy.
He's brilliant in so many ways, and I love to see the youth, our generation, picking up where the elders left off. However, lately I've been seeing that there has been this attack, once again, on voodoo. The first one, he did a go live with Sarah Sutton Seti, which I guess is his mentor in a sense, who promotes the image of banging on the beast. For years and years now, I've watched this brother and watched all of them, and I have to be very honest and candid with you all. He ain't never bang on no damn beast. He tells other people all day long on his go lives to bang on the beast, and at the site, don't let him pass, don't let him do nothing. But yet, the community has never seen you bang on nothing but YouTube videos and lectures, which I do appreciate. But we got to keep it real, family, because we going into 2020 is the moment of truth. This is the 2012, so we have to keep it real. So you can't keep faking the funk anymore. And I'm going to bring that one. So now the second function is this. Young Pharaoh now comes up with a new video trying to promote his classes by trying to degrade voodoo, saying that voodoo is evil. Oh, how could voodoo be credible? Because voodoo is something about summoning demons. And look how they portrayed it on American Coven and all of that. Bruh, pause. We got to pause that for 2 seconds. First of all, if nobody ever showed you my channel, which yes, I might not have the hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but people know good and well when it comes to voodoo, and they need real and authentic and proof that they could come to my channel. I can take pride in that one thing. If I can't say nothing else, might not be the glam and the hype, but I'm solid in what the fuck I know and what I talk about. So that's one thing. First off, I've been did a video dispelling what is really Papa Legba and what is Bon Criminel in that horrid way that they depicted Papa Legba on American Coven. So that's one. Let's get that out the way. 2, young blood, don't step into a territory that you know nothing of. See, voodoo is not like the Pan-African raise the fist up, wear a dashiki, put an otep or a pharaoh behind your head and talk all day. Voodoo actually requires sacrifice, initiation, rites of passage, certain things of that nature that you really have to know what it's about to judge or to speak about it. You got to go on the land. You've got to go through the ropes. You've got to be 3 o'clock, 4 a.m. in the middle of the street at a crossroads in the pitch black dark with goats and shit and doing what you got to do for sacrifices, because that's what the hell the spirit says needs to be done when they come through to do it. Not us, but when the spirit come through to do it. So what I'm saying to you is, do not go in a lane and judge and speak on things that you do not know anything about. You might be able to read in the books about Ptah, Retah, Otep. That's cool. And I appreciate that. That's my ancestors just like it's yours. But you see, when it comes to that voodoo, that's not something you could just read in a book. It can't be given to you like that. You got to go out there and have that experience. You got to know what a kushwa is. You got to know what feeding 21 different nations and divisions or more is all about before you can open your mouth and talk about what you do not know. So what I'm going to say to you is that, yes, the Catholicism, as I stated before in my previous videos, forever now, has been implemented in voodoo when there was slavery time as a decoy to get those European aspects of these slave, traders thrown off by a different language, which, by the way, we created because that's God body shit. We took everything that was going on and created a language. That's why Haitian Creole is so damn special. So you don't know anything about the language. You don't know how it's created. You don't know about the native indigenous energy that's there with certain things, but yet you talking. Young blood, don't talk what you do not know, because that's a territory that you don't want no smoke in. I show love, we show love, but I'm letting you know ancestors told me to tell you, don't get involved in a territory that you know nothing about, young Pharaoh. You don't know something, stay in your lane until you can learn it properly to speak. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I'm okay with that because it's your YouTube, your forum, your platform. You do what you want with it. But when you don't know that knowledge, I'd rather you and me hold a one-on-one where you could come to understand some terms, or you get with the elders that's been there before you talk on things that you do not know of. Because see, that was an old regime. Those elders had learned it that way, but that doesn't mean that in this new age, with my channel, with what we practice, I can't speak for everybody else's spiritual house, but I know here with Kaipi4, everything that I do every single day, you will not find one Catholic saint in it, nor on my Instagram, Facebook, my group, years now. So we're higher up, woke in that sense. However, for those that are not in the other houses that do not, you cannot try to judge a whole entity and a whole conglomerate on what you're seeing by 1 or 2 4 to 3 years ago videos.
Now I want to have my input into the situation. I mean, for what I see talk about in the video, I mean, it's pretty much somebody going to the internet and actually scoping around the internet, picking information from what's in the internet, and he forges is pretty much
forged his opinion from
opinion.
It. Correct.
And what he don't know, most of these information is from white people. And white people themselves trying to scratch the surface of what's really happening in there.
They do the best to whatever they can do.
They do the best.
If you will.
And again, he keep talking about this white lady in New Orleans that, you know, oh, look at this. All they do, it's a bunch of white people doing this. I mean, my point is this.
Oh, like we let them in and y'all let them in.
Nobody let nobody do nothing. People are grown out here.
And not only that, spirit can choose who the hell they want to get a message across.
This is the problem in the black community, the conscious community, that pisses me off, because all we do, we act like childish. You wonder sometimes if the people really conscious, or if they evolve to a level where they can see things in a deeper level, not in the surface, because they keep operating on like the light surface, but not seeing the deeper part of stuff. One of the problem of the situation, he talk about, oh, look, the Catholic saint, look at the people, showing you pictures of older Haitian people. I'm gonna put it this way. These folks learn from a different time. The time that they learn, this is what I was expecting out of him. I expect for him to have that knowledge, to go deeper and further, to not jump the gun on the people. That was lack of information. They are elders. They was from a different time. That's what they thought them. That's not
evolution is.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't know the difference now. They don't know what we know now.
What we know now.
They don't have the internet. They don't have information that we are available to us right now. They didn't have that. What they taught them is pretty much what they know. If they told them, okay, this saint is associated, and again, what he don't know is that voodoo been persecuted so bad. The only way to practice voodoo is to actually associate Catholicism into it. I'm talking about, I'm talking about the OGs that was around the eras of, like, you know, OGs that
back in the day.
80s,
it ain't this time now.
70. I'm not talking about time
before
now.
We were born.
I'm talking about they teachers, where they learn it from.
Correct.
Okay, people that teach that's around 60s, they teachers, they was around the witch hunt era. The era, if you know, in Haiti, if they find out you do voodoo, they'll burn you or kill you.
And wouldn't let your children go to school.
These are the teachers of these folks today, supposed to be our grandmothers.
I guess you could say, yeah.
That's what they're going through. So it was very childish of him to condemn these folks, to say, look what they're doing, when he don't know the truth. And the truth was, like, these folks, they have to hide, because if they don't, it's their life or the futures of their children. At that particular time. But you would bring your decision to us if you saw the new generation giving you the Catholicism into it. Now your argument will make sense. But we don't want that bring that up. You take that from us. We don't want that trying to advocate that. They said this is a new day. This is a new era. You don't need to do that.
And for all those that know my channel, they flagged my white people in voodoo videos. So how long ago did I discuss that topic? How long ago did we grow up from that and move forward? How long ago did I say it is what it is? If you're going to be in it, make sure that you give back, make sure that you show honor and respect, make sure that you know that it don't look like you know who the true ancestors of it is. So make sure you give the glory where it needs to be given, etc., etc. How long ago did I leave that topic? How long ago did I decipher Papa Legba as not being a demonic, devilish thing with that terrible depiction in American Coven?
Oh, man.
We're so past that. I'm just saying, we passed that.
He was saying,
and he was really riding on that like it was just the newest of information. Crazy, I'm like, watch my channel one time.
He was like, oh, we killing animal. There's not, our ancestors never do that. Oh, that's some demonic shit. That voodoo shit ain't real. That's some demonic shit. Our ancestors don't kill animal. It's like, yo, kid, like, what are you doing?
Did you really see the walls of Egypt? Do you really study
Egyptian
ancient
do have animal killing festivities?
And they saw it they was on the hieroglyphics that they had them in hand of the animal, the deer or whatever it was at that time, that they would use the cow or whatever. Regardless, it was done annually in ancient Kemet as sacrifice for the gods, to the gods, in celebration, not something we do every single day. And by the way, I have a video on animal sacrifice on my YouTube. How long ago? So we covering these things, and then somebody comes with regurgitated information and is trying to big themselves up and then talk badly about something they do not know. So I just had to address that.
No, it's like they realize voodoo is trending right now, and people don't care about this.
Not
war.
even trendy. The ancestors are bringing it to life. It's not trending like on some fashion stuff. The ancestors want us to know this.
That's it. I mean, they know this old Tepper shit is dying off because all they ever do is pretty much fight each other for no reason. And
debate all day long.
Debate. And it's like, this never go nowhere.
And then the real teaching or the real move forward.
And
like
the funny thing is, you never saw any one of them ever brought voodoo to the table.
They never until now to badmouth it. To badmouth it. None of their debates, I don't care if you're talking about Polite, I don't care if you're talking about Umar, I don't care if you're talking about Sarah Sutansetti, Young Pharaoh, any of them. None of them created forums for voodoo to be talked about. All of these forums that they have, and I can name a whole lot more, but shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. Not once have I received that phone call like, come through and let's talk about it on the real, sis, on the real, bro, because we know we need this to be able to be powerful. We need this. If IET was the place where victory was won in the Americas, our people need to know more about this. So
that's
please,
the only thing that works and works. It's fact.
Spare me.
It's not even a debating Haitian.
Miss me with that
this
bullshit.
Is not no Haitian stuff. It's fact.
Miss me, please.
That's the only thing that works.
Please miss me with it.
You know,
because I'm so done with y'all. It's 2012, not all that shit coming out in the light. Y'all ain't been doing nothing but debating on dumb shit. And also making black people feel victimized about being black. Like, if you really pay attention to these dudes, they make all this money trying to stream off of just letting us know we were victimized, we were enslaved, black power. What is black power? I need us to have a debate about that. Black power is spiritual power. And when your spiritual power is straight, then you can take over on anything that you come to conquer because you got your guns in place. Where y'all guns at? Y'all keep talking about guns, but where them guns at? Where they at? Because they spiritual guns and y'all refuse to talk about it or discuss it and bring open forum to let the people know the kind of power they got inside of them instead of victimizing them all the time. So miss me with that.
They always bring that white people crap all the time. I'm sick or tired of this shit. And it's sad because every time you show white people doing something and you feel offended, my point is this: what you was doing all this time? Why you was not be the one doing that before they do it?
If we know we're superior, why we always worrying to be victimized when we are? If we know we superior and they our children and we got to do what we got to do, why we wasting time continuously debating on the same goddamn thing for fucking 2-3 decades now? Wake up, dude. Call me when you're ready to do a ritual or a ceremony out here in these streets. Like, call me then. Don't come with me with this same shit rhetoric, non-fucking stop. Y'all ain't banging on shit because you on the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitter, all of the things that the white man gave you to do your forum. Where the hell is your black stations to talk about shit? Where's your temple and academies to teach? Lectures get cute, but after a while, we need the centers, we need the academies. So what's good? So what's really good? Because we wasting time debating for fun, for fashion statements. That is a fashion statement. That is not helping our people get anywhere. We know what we need to know about that already. We know the enslavement, the movies. We tired of it. But if we keep discussing that, we stay the same place.
It's my only.
It's repetitive.
I mean, I'll put it this way: white people doing voodoo, I'm not offended by it. I feel flattered.
Girl, he spit that bread, didn't he? Sad. It's sad. I just want to go here. But I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to go there on the script. Listen, I ain't got nothing to say about that right there. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother time.
It's like,
I can't right now. I'm not even wasting time.
What I want to say, that whole white folks doing voodoo, those folks are grown, and I feel flattered. Every time I see white people doing voodoo, I'm happy. You know why? Because our ancestors getting our lives.
Y'all trying to be like us. Y'all trying to be like us.
Our ancestors getting energy. They getting amped up. So we being broadcast in different places. This is not a worry. Do white folks worry about all of our congregation and Jesus? They all this crap all over the place? No, they don't. They understand that if we join their stuff, they get stronger. So now these folks doing our shit, that means we getting stronger. So why we need to worry about?
It's ratio, polarity.
Energy. That's how energy works.
Polarity.
They're feeding our ancestor the energy. You know what I'm saying? And what people don't know, These white folks we calling white folks.
Oh,
You don't know what the ancestry is, man.
The gene pool has been mixed
I
up
mean,
a lot.
seriously.
It's not like all of them running to want to be voodoo. The ones you see, you will be so surprised to find out what their genealogy was back. I'm so serious, y'all. That's why I said, don't be tough. While y'all over there, not us, we can know better, but the ones running over there to Jesus, while y'all running over there to the churches and to build more churches around the corner and talk about Jesus and talk about all that shit, they over there trying to get with the real shit.
They trying to wake you up.
They want to be you. So if they want to be you, what that should make you do? Get your ass up and find out about your roots and get into your practice. Not just talk about it. Get into it. Go deep.
Your ancestor trying to wake you up in a different way. He knows you pretty much blind. So now look at you. You, Seti, and Young Fur, look at you talk about voodoo now because that pisses you off. What about back then when you guys was going all comedic, this? You guys never talk about voodoo. So the white people doing this shit now. You talk about voodoo.
And all till now. And like I said, he got all that stuff off of videos from 4 years ago or more. So you going on a dead situation to try to bring it back up because you see voodoo is on the rise and people is waking up and asking you questions about voodoo that you don't know about. Go and learn, go into your rites of passage, do what you must, and then come back and talk to us. Don't talk to us when you don't know nothing about it. I'm sorry. That's not your department. Stay where you are until you learn more. Because I'm not going to go into certain departments I don't know of. I'm not going to go over there talking about babalaos and talking about people in a negative context. They do what they do. There's Santeria, Palo. There's so many spiritual systems in voodoo. It's still our people. So I can't never shake and bank on nobody. I'm with it. Do you? I just know what the ancestors chose me to come and do. And I can only walk in that truth because I'm only one person. There's so many others out there doing so many beautiful works. But it's all over. We do a little bit. Everybody does a little bit until we get to the holy grail of it all. But we waste time when we talking about repetitive shit that victimizes us. Like that's just a waste of your breath. Move on to a better topic.
And again, the final part again, before I'll put the end to it. Every time you keep hearing these folks killing my ancestors, our ancestor kill white people too. I want people to know this is Ma'at. We in 2020, Ma'at. We gonna have to balance this shit up. You know what I mean? White people we kill. Black folks, we slaughter a shitload of white people too. Our black people enslave each other.
It's true.
So this is fact. We can't keep baking in this shit. If we're gonna tell the truth, let's tell the whole truth, not just sugarcoating shit that make you feel good. No, tell the freaking truth. Right now, we are in the human consciousness. We are in the human race. We got to leave the shit behind and unify, man. It's not a black, white, black. No, it's the human freaking experience, yo. And voodoo is the only system teaching you, specifically Haitian voodoo, because Haitian voodoo was the ultimate mix of all different backgrounds of people.
East, West.
You have Egyptians. You have Europeans. Everybody was mixed. The native, the African, the white. That's what gave Haiti independence. This is a side of the Haitian independence they don't want to talk about.
The West African. So Ifa was in there.
Ifa was in there. Celtics was in there. The Egyptian was in there. Native was in there. That's why voodoo was the giant.
So
because it bring everyone
East and West
together.
Came together. That's why that shit's so potent.
You know what I'm saying? Potent. So I'm not that whole white crap. I'm not worried about it.
We passed that. I'm just saying we just gotta go above that. It's time to go.
And that's what they do. And that's daytime. I mean, you argue that don't make no sense. People still gonna do what they want to do. So
what you gonna put a gun in them and say, I mean, really? Can't do that anymore. We're not in them times. Show what you about. Let me see when you say, hey, I just came from IET.
Exactly.
I just came from Africa. I just came from whatever. I went and paid my respects. I saw how ritual and tradition and ceremony was done. I took my followers and my viewers on a trip with that. When you start to get into that capacity, then we can have a conversation. Then we can start talking about some real shit. Until then, stop being on the platform of the same person that is letting you have the platform talking about them all day long like they won't shut your shit down. And regardless, we all susceptible to that. Truth is truth. But what I'm saying is we got to be doing better. We could do so much more if we just get out of always trying to bash each other all the damn time. It's pathetic.
Afro-Latino single for people, baby. We all one. So
all that.
We put this shit behind us. I have to worry about the nonsense.
But it was just interesting how it's just been stirring. Like I'm seeing them coming more and more, but let's not bash it. Let's have dialect and debate with those that may know certain things so we could come to common ground. Like that's what we call love, like appreciation. We've been out here giving the jewels. You might have just got hip to it, and that's okay. But come correct, and you will be received the same way. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's all love. I appreciate everybody's work because it takes a lot to do what we do.
I want people to know also that, see, Christianity and voodoo, I might not take the approach, but people need to understand our ancestors have died in that perspective. That means there's energy tied into it. You can't ignore it. Now, what do you do about it? Only one thing you can do about this perspective is to assimilate and make the sense out of it. For an example, the psalm in the Bible. You think you're going to be able to remove some out of voodoo? No, you can't. Because our ancestor died for this shit.
And psalms are songs. Songs are songs, by the way.
He
Those
was going
songs.
to that perspective.
No matter where you want to go.
He was trying to say, oh, the whole Bible shit, they got songs. Like, he have no idea. And he don't understand.
And where did Psalms originally come from again?
Egypt, Book of the Dead.
Oh.
So,
Mr. Egyptologist?
If you talk about you Kemet, you call yourself Pharaoh, or you know all the study. You're supposed to know that.
You know, all of it comes from
the Bible
us.
Is pretty much a light version of the Book of the Dead. So that itself, if voodoo use it, then it's the same thing in a way. Why you going mad?
Which I mentioned that when we translate it into proper terms.
Exactly, that's all it takes.
Again,
you change it to the proper term.
Where
Give
it
the
needs
names
to be.
Where it needs to be. Just
Psalm
know how to identify. It's all good.
Straight up. And so many other ones. Those
Psalm 91 is is what we know. The Gades. The dead. So if you just gotta know your joints, son.
There's a lot to it.
You know what I'm saying?
For those that want to openly learn.
If people died doing something, that means they are open portals. And when portals are open, that means there's a connection. When portals are open, there's a connection. You know how many people die with this damn Bible practicing voodoo? Many. So you think you're gonna remove that away from voodoo just because now you new ways of discover stuff online, and now you just want to just bash people because no, you can't, because that's a sign you don't
It's evolution. Know about. It's evolution. Everything has a process where it started and it evolutes. That's why we are the ancestors' return. What we know and how we can come in with it. This was our job, so we're taking that job. But there's a responsibility and accountability upon you all as well. To not just talk all the time, but sink a little bit deeper. Okay.
So
that's all that was. So moving along. But again, family, we just want to really say that right now with this coronavirus, stay more than woke, stay spiritually woke, stay in alignment with yourself, listen to your intuition, listen to your heart. Okay. Heal yourself. Heal yourself spiritually and physically because they tie in with each other. The mind, get your mental health. Make sure you're together. It's a you time. So take that, embrace it, and appreciate it. You can spend more time with your babies. Go to nature. Go to the park with them by the water, by the river, by the lake. Go and have that moment and speak to nature and say what's in your spirit. What you like, what you don't like, what you want to see happen, start envisioning it here because we're already making those turn of events on the other side. So we got to focus. Focus. Don't lose your focus, you know?
Now, Q&A now.
Yeah, we'll take like 1 or 2 questions and then we out for this as far as that's concerned.
I'll take 5 questions.
But we'll take a few questions. So quickly, put it together if you have 1 or 2 things.
Question 1, let's go.
If there's anything. Hey, Brother Kesu. Hey. Give a shout out to my family, Brother James, Sister Aki. Oh, man, I see y'all in the building. What's good? Sister Latori, love. Oh, yes. Sister Renika. All right. All day, every day. The family is live, large, and in charge. That's what it is all day. Sending love to everybody, all new visitors, all new listeners. Welcome to my page, where you can learn things and actually see things for yourself, not regurgitated information on Google and what you think you're going to find out of books. A little deeper than that, but follow through and you can get more than enough of information you need to get.
Every songs on the radio now keep referencing,
absorbed.
They keep putting their voodoo lyrics on it. Every single song right now got that voodoo on.
Peace and blessings, Sister Nikki. All right, everybody. Okay, let's see what's going on. What was going down? Where to start? What will happen if they cause this vaccination to be mandated? Well, ain't nothing mandated until you say so. You have a choice. They're gonna try to mandate it so they can tell you this is how they're gonna be able to feed you and give you aid and do certain things like that. So
the best way to deal with the situation is actually start making community, start having community base. If you by yourself, it's the problem. But if it's more than 100 or 50 you guys, then it becomes like what you call a movement. So more people get involved
that don't want to get the vaccination,
exactly.
the
There's
more that
nothing
you
you
guys
can
have
do
a
about
voice
it.
in order to deal with it on that accord. You know, they can't be forcing the whole community to get vaccinations that don't want it, that ain't going to these centers to get them. So that plays an important role in giving the truths that you know and passing them on to the others in the community. That means a whole lot.
So you around your neighborhood right now, knock on doors or just trying to
gather a pamphlet them. If you have to, a
Give
video for them to watch. Whatever it is that you can do, because that's going to definitely have a part to play in it too. There's obviously always strength in numbers. So.
And number 2, get your spiritual immune system built up too.
The art of breath.
The spirit can undone that for you in the light well. One of the spirit that know how to heal, that have that energy to do that is Bosu for sure. Bosu and Gun and Gumboa, those 3 are pretty much what we consider immune system on the other side.
Correct.
So we just got to get aligned with our ancestors. That's another part. So we have to do those 2. Gather the community, get more involved with the spiritual world.
And the spiritual realm, again, when I talk about the science of breathing, things like fire breath, there are certain powerful word sounds and frequencies that I give out for those that are in my group that we've done meditations to before, that we go deeper within on that. So the show don't stop. YouTube's one part. The group is another. It's private. You do have to answer questions. There are certain things, but once you're in, there's so much source information that's been going around on our 4th year anniversary that has been doing quite well.
Adrian Logan said, what is the best way to contact the ancestors for the first time? You have that class.
I just did an ancestor veneration class 101 that you would definitely want to check out. I go in about that. I can't even listen. I go in, go to that, get that. Those that took class already know we went in. So I would say that would be something that you could take notes and get more further. You understand what I'm saying? Like deeper into. Let's see. I'm learning a lot about.
What do you feel about Medusa?
No, wait. Somebody had something before that. Wait. I'm learning a lot about the true Haitian spiritual. Is it better to be self-taught or should I get a teacher? I mean, guidance. That's what I'm here for. So, and many others, whoever you feel drawn to. I mean, if you know somebody in your community, feel them out. I have a video talking about spiritual charlatans. Be careful what to kind of look out for. Certain questions you should ask. Letting your intuition guide you to get a proper teacher, somebody who can really pour into you and not just there for your bucks. You know what I'm saying? Your dollars. So you will want to do something of that nature. Yes.
Now, how do you feel about Medusa? Medusa is Aida Wedo.
Indeed.
So it's the science of Aida, which means the serpent goddess. So pretty much is what it is. It's nothing more, nothing less. So it's Aida Wedo, pretty much. That's the science of it.
Okay, so this was easy. So do I need to set up an altar? Sis, do not set up any altars that you're not sure of. You need to get a reading so you can make sure you know which spirits or which energies is walking with you. Don't just out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? If you do an ancestor altar, I can understand. But what you're trying to talk about is spiritual system in voodoo. It's not so simple where you could just run in and just go. You need to get guidance. So you need to get a reading. You need to understand where you are. If this is even really calling out for you, things of that nature. Don't just go off of any type of hype or any type of whatever you see online, internet. It could fool people all the time. But I must let you know, voodoo is about honor and respect. So you have to come that way to be received that way. Okay, it's a little deeper than that. But yes.
There's a person way before talk about what do we think about polygamy. I would say this: polygamy can be a good thing. It can be very dangerous at the same time because polygamy is pretty much you got to have a research. You got to do your research. If you're a woman, you got to know what type of man you're dealing with, what energy that deals with him, what type of projection he have. Again, you might be able to be a part of a polygamy. You open the gate of a bunch of children that are going to bring damage into this world. Polygamy, what it really means is the science of open gates. Pretty much you allow yourself to replicate with someone that will bring so-called good or bad. But mostly in our community, for Black people, polygamy, we have to make sure we choose the right man. I'm talking about in women. Choose the right man for that. Because you might get yourself stuck by keep producing a bunch of children that's not gonna help the cause. Polygamy is for a great cause. That's how I see it. It shouldn't be a way of life. Polygamy should be a mission. If you're gonna allow this man to replicate with 3, 4, 5 women to bring a group of children, they're gonna make a mark on humanity. Just know, if you want to get involved with polygamy, it gotta be for a great cause. It couldn't just be just for that.
Now, should you have readings done for your children? Yes, when your children are of age and understand, especially once they've gotten into the teenage age and up, readings for children, yes, especially after puberty and things of that nature. They're coming into a different speed, a different energy field. They need to know certain things. They're going to want to know certain things that TV and these things are not going to be able to teach them. You know what I mean? Our culture doesn't take pride in going deeper within spiritually with the children. So readings for children is okay. And I conduct readings. There was another sister that did ask that, finding out about a reading about losing a child, all those things kind of get divulged. You can go on my website. All of that stuff is on my website as far as getting a reading going and all of that. So that's the least. Yes. Thanks. My children are on my head about everything that I've ever. And that's beautiful. Yes. It's amazing for them to be curious. If they're feeling that energy, that's a good sign because the ancestors are living through them too. So if they're in the house and they picking up on everything you're doing, that's the ancestors saying, yes, absorb, give me, feed me too. So that is powerful. That's powerful. They're picking up and tuning in. We're in such a divine time. And all of that is, you're the mother. You're the, that's a head, a nurturer. And the nurturer is being nurtured. So now you can give it to them. It's a beautiful, beautiful sign that good things are coming.
You got your class coming up too.
Yes, most definitely. For those that are not aware, I will be conducting the Erzuli Freda Love class. And we are winding down. Oh my goodness. Today is the 19th. I will be conducting this March 27th, I believe, or is it the 26th? That Thursday, the 26th. Pardon, the 26th. It falls on a Thursday. So we're definitely counting down. If you have not signed up yet, the spaces are almost filled. So I'm giving you the last heads up before it happens. The Erzuli Freda Love class will be talking about identifying your mate, how to attract one if you don't have one. If you're in a relationship or marriage already, how to be preserving certain things, refreshing or rekindling, renewal of that, especially when it's been long-term relationships. If you're needing an energy to commit more, the more attraction thing, I'll be giving a very powerful 7-day love ritual. And all classes come with a head wrap, a mushwa, which is either white or pink in the celebration of the goddess of love in Voodoo, La Reine Erzuli Freda. And also there'll be a love candle as well, a bliss candle, or however that you could work with this ritual. So that will also be included. And the spaces, I'm really excited. The spaces are filling up, and it's going to be powerful. This is going to be a big deal. So let's get ourselves ready for this. This is gonna be powerful. So, yeah, for sure. Okay, so one more
guy here.
question.
He said, I've been dreaming about ninjas lately. Any insight? It's pretty obvious. You just gotta know ninjas is pretty much military. We are dealing with March Madness. Aries, it's the warrior.
Depending on how long ago you had it, but
so it's pretty much the energy of fighting, energy of balance. Because this world is upside down right now because so many wrongdoing. Ma'at gonna evoke the energies of balance, pretty much warriors, war, to tilt it back to order. So basically all the ninja dream you be having is pretty much the warrior inside of you trying to wake up or trying to giving you a glimpse. So you probably need a reading to find out if Ogu is pretty much on your side.
Yep, that would be better, and especially if it keeps reoccurring in the dream world, if you will. But yes, indeed, we have much work. Much work definitely needs to be done. Deprogramming, unlearning to relearn, and so on and so forth. So yes, indeed, peace and blessings to everyone. Peace and blessings to everyone. We are going to be finishing up, wrapping up for this evening. For any other inquiries about readings, the classes, etc., you have the website. I can also be emailed, and we will take it from there. Give thanks, and again, love up on yourself, love up on your family, love up on the information. Go back and refresh yourself. Take the classes. Go back to these videos. Take your notes. Get more interactive, because this is your spiritual time to nurture self. Happy New Year. Happy spring equinox. happy everything. Okay, we are in a divine time. Don't let them distract you. Do not let them distract you. We
Before
got
I
this.
leave, I just respond that and I'm out. Said, does mosquito have a spiritual meaning? Yes, that means you're spiritually depleted. That's all it means. You're being sucked upon because your energy is very low. Your spiritual energy is low. That's it. All right.
Alrighty, and so that's that. Peace and blessings, everyone. Have a blessed night. Keep the spirit in your heart at all times. Aibo, asheo.